Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Being Naked. My name is Venus Castleberg, your host, and I am absolutely thrilled. How lucky are we to have Selena with us today? Welcome, Selena.
Wow. Thank you for this invitation, Venus. I don't know what to say, just that I'm thrilled and I'm so looking forward to see what's going to show up today for us from this beautiful invitation of yours.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm curious. Let's just start with Selena. Have you always been comfortable in your own skin?
Oh my God. No, no. If you want, for the most of my life, like 90% of my life, I haven't been comfortable in my skin at all. I was always the ugly one, the ugly duckling, having beautiful friends, the slim ones, the blonde ones, the curly ones, the beautiful skinned ones. And I was the ugly duckling, the chubby one, the one that you would better have as a bodyguard and not as the beauty to look at. And this made me very uncomfortable in my skin. I was constantly comparing myself to what I considered beautiful, and I would never fit that definition. So, no, to answer shortly, it's a recent discovery, if you want.
Well, I would love for you to elaborate. So, how did you start to change that for yourself?
Um, let's put it this way. I started changing what at least I thought. I started changing the way I was looking at myself years back. At some point, I even went through a bariatric surgery under the excuse that it was good for my health and that my body was a bit damaged after the third pregnancy and the third um, C-section. The doctor somehow convinced me that the best option to lose weight, stay there, and be beautiful and enjoy my body would be a bariatric surgery. So, if you want, it was one of those decisions that kind of marked literally with a cut. It cut me open to what I was looking forward from that moment on. At that point, I didn't know too much what I was doing. I have to admit, I was so much relying on the opinion of other people and how they were looking at me and what they were seeing in me. After doing the bariatric surgery and suffering like crazy for 9 years in total, after 6 years, actually, I decided I would open the lap band, which was there totally, but I would start running. I was still not comfortable with myself. I had lost the kilos, but I could not look at myself, and I was still going to XXLs and to baggy clothes and to everything that felt comfortable in inverted commas and was hiding everything I was ashamed of. So at some point, I decided, you know what? I will run the 20 kilometers of Brussels because if I can run, if I can convince my body that we can do that, then I will love myself. Now, guess what? It was a beautiful experience running from no kilometers at all in my life to 20 kilometers in the race of Brussels. But then the next day, I looked at myself in the mirror and then nothing changed. So along the way, there came a book. I wrote the book myself. And then my intention, if you want, for that book was I would like to make some space for something new in my life, something totally new. And then I met the tools of access consciousness. The book appeared in September, and in February, I had my first tryout for a bar session. From that moment on, my journey began. And I can point it out, it was on the 9th of February 2018. So when I say that it's very recent, it's like no longer than 3 years, and it's every day different. It's not like, oh, I did this bar session and then, wow, my body changed, my mind changed. It started to change. It started to shift. It started to put a smile on my face. It started to remove all that, how should I say, that stickiness, that you go to your closet and you look for something that you would like to have, fall beautifully on your body, and then it didn't. But I started with the clothes until one day, one summer, I was enjoying a coffee on my terrace, the legendary coffee on my legendary terrace, and the first naked picture came out. And it was, if you want, my biggest self-love declaration when I hit send on Facebook. And I didn't do it for other people. I did it for myself. It was that ping when I knew, you know what, this is going to change. I have no clue of how this is going to happen, but I'm starting here. And it changed.
Wow, that's beautiful. I didn't actually know that story. So, were you just sitting there? Tell us that story. Were you just sitting there having coffee and you're like, I think I'm going to take a naked picture?
Well, it was even funnier than that because I was actually enjoying that the fence of my neighbors has been growing during the spring, and then I could take my clothes off and just sit on my terrace, no, for nobody to see me. But then, if anybody knows me, knows that I totally love coffee, and everywhere I go, the first thing that I try is the coffee. So I was just out on my terrace, naked, enjoying the first rays of sun on a summer in Belgium. It was June. And then my husband took the camera and took this shot. Basically, I am naked. You cannot see anything. I mean, I'm not showing anything. You just see the skin and my smile. Half shy, half wicked, half, oh my God, half, yes. And then it went out. So this is how it started. And the funny part is, within, I guess it didn't take one day. I had 200 reactions on that, which I don't get on any other, personal development invitation thing. All of a sudden, I had 200 reaction to that, and people saying, "Wow!" And I realized I'm not the only one who doesn't feel comfortable in the skin, but who would like to try something else. And from that day on, those naked pictures on the terrace are kind of known around the world.
That's awesome. And how would you say that that's changed your relationship to your body?
Oh my God, a lot. Now, I don't know how you look at your body, but whenever I looked at my body in the past, like it was like, what is there that I could change? What should I, what diet? Do I go to through a surgery again? I was ready to do anything to alter it, but not to be in allowance of it. And the funny part is that we think that we have to do something with the bodies so that we finally can enjoy them. What about just landing in the body, having a look at it, and just, allowing yourself this moment of, oh my God, this is my body. It has hairs on it. I'm not always waxed, or, I'm not always nail polish and makeup. So what? It's still there. It's this gorgeous, how should I say? I looked at my skin in one of the pictures and I said, this is like this gorgeous the recipient of magic, which kind of delimitates where I begin and where I end. This is a fancy set, but it's like, this is me. And for this lifetime, I created this. This is my biggest creation ever. And it's also funny to look at the first pictures which I took like 3 years back, which were kind of clumsy. I was like, still, how do I sit in a picture so that it's also nice to look at? And how my husband came along and how we changed together this relationship with my body, because he was also allowed to enjoy my body differently than just, intimate moments in the dark, uh, doors closed.
Lights off.
And no, no, not that bad. But
Oh,
it
okay.
was, but it was like a naked body was something that it's not to be shown in daylight,
Mm,
which now it's like, hey, it's my body, whether
mm,
you see it in daylight or not. And I absolutely adore. This is something that I hated all my life, the way I look in the morning. You know,
mm,
that you have the puffy eyes and you have the lines, and I adore that. I can tell that my body was happy by the puffy eyes I have when I wake up in the morning. So why not? Why not show it to the world? And what share it? Why not share it? And the funny part is, it's somebody asked me, so how does your family react to this? My kids are horrified. And mom, you're drinking naked coffee on the terrace. I said, yes, it's my terrace. You don't like my coffee, you don't come on the terrace. That's it. They are teenagers, but this opens up a lot of conversations about body,
mhm,
which I didn't have with my parents. And I'm so grateful for them, because whenever they feel awkward, or they feel like this is not done, or what will people say, this opens up a discussion, if you want, or what is it that you would like to create with your body, and how important is it what other people think of you, and how important is it for you to be okay with your body, naked or dressed. And I'm so grateful for it. Started with the naked picture and the coffee, but it actually sometimes brings up subjects like, how do you feel when you love? How do you know that you like your body? How do you know when how do you react when other people have something to say about your body? And I find it extremely interesting to see what their perspective is on this.
mm. Well, that is so great, and we all have body stuff. I don't care who you are. It could be wrinkles, it could be weight, it could be pimples, whatever. Right? We've all got stuff. But what were some of the tools that you used to kind of start to change your point of view about your body?
First of all, first of all, was what great adventure am I going to have today with my body?
Mm, beautiful.
I I this is what I started to say, that I looked at the pictures that I was taking in the beginning and now, and if I put them in a line, I can see how my body transformed, and
Mm,
how it shifted, how it's different every single day. And I actually educated myself. I really had to force it at some point,
mm,
to look at myself and to look for the miracle of this change. Because how many of us are just, you reach a certain point, you have this beautiful image about yourself. Oh, this, oh, when I was 20, when I was 25, blah, blah, blah. I was so heavy or not heavy, or by blah, whatever. And then you try to hold on to it and to recreate it. But how many lives do you live in one day?
mm,
I mean, hello, you wake up a certain way, you put on clothes, you take them off, you do your stuff, you go exercise. Your body changes constantly. But if you're not willing to look at the magic, at the fact that it changes with your look on it as well, it transforms for you, then it's kind of hard to live with it. It's
mm,
you're always outside of it. So what great adventure am I going to live with my body today? And I looked for the miracle of my body. I mean,
wow.
after all, I brought three kids to this world, and I never appreciated that. I was like, yeah, this is how it's done, right? This is you liked it, you make the kids, you bring them to the world, that's it. No. Wow.
Right.
3 times. Three gorgeous creatures, and my body was every single step of the way there with me. It's just me that wasn't, you know, not at the rendezvous, as we say it in French. I was not at the same level.
Look for the miracle. Well, that's so beautiful. And Jonathan, thank you, Jonathan, for that. Jonathan says, "How profound! What a great, insightful question." Um, yeah, like look for the miracle. What great adventure can I have with my body? That is so amazing. Thank you for that.
Thank you for asking. And for those of you who are just like, oh, what are you talking about? Miracle with my body? I cannot stand it. I cannot. What if you went to, if I didn't know this about my body, what else could I discover about it? It's
Mm,
sometimes we imagine that there has to be something big, a big change with our body so that we love them or that we embrace them, or call it how you want it. But what if this small little changes that you notice every day that are going to tell your body, hey, I see you. I like that. Can we
mm,
have more of that? And your body is just going to listen to that. But if you grew up with parents like I did, saying that if you judge your body, you're going to have performance with it, well,
mm,
you might run the 20 kilometers of Brussels. You might convince you that this is the good thing to do. And your body might be with you on the way,
mm,
but you're not going to love it more.
mm.
So I did it, got the t shirt. I
Right?
actually, sometimes I wake up and I have this intensity in one of my knees.
Mm,
And I the first reflex is, oh my God, again, that again. But then I'm like, okay, thank you. At least we didn't break our neck after I tortured you like this. So how can I be of help today? Like what kindness can I be to me today that will make it easy for you as well? It's
mm,
like talking to a pet if you want. You know, they kind of sometimes can be cranky, but with a little bit of kindness, you reach that soft spot that dissipates intensities.
wow. That is, thank you for that. That is really great. And Vivian actually has a question for you. Selena, would you say when was where you started doing things with your body and not deciding your body should do it?
Um, it took me a while, even with the tools of access consciousness. I don't know about you, but in the beginning, I was resisting each and every one of them. You know, like I had to prove that I know better, even if my life wasn't working properly. I had to prove that I knew better. So basically, it's when I started doing body classes.
Mm,
That's when I got this insight of stop forcing your body into something that you would like it to be. Allow it to show you what it would like to be. And I remember a very specific moment. It was in one of the classes, before one of the classes, one of the many, that I asked my body, okay, so show me, how would you like to look like? The first thing that came on Facebook, and it was really for me, was pin up like girls, you know, like voluptuous forms, beautiful, plump, with pizzazz, like sexualness on legs. And I said, body, do we have to put on weight again? No way, no way.
mm,
And I had that thing, I had that thrill of pinup, sexy. I had it. But I said, we are not going to put on weight. Guess what? 1 year later, my body was plump. My body was pin up. And one of the how should I say, one of the contexts that makes my body really vibe and really glow is when I put on pin up clothes, like retro dresses and you know, like things in the hair, and I'm like, okay, I got the message, but I'm still somehow asking the body for more ease
mm,
because I had a certain weight, and then I my moves were kind of, how should I say, restrained, and I said, this, I don't like that. Can we do something about that? And guess what? The body did the work, found a program, we did it, we lost weight, and we really enjoy now the lightness of movement as well. Because believe
Mm.
it or not, I like to move. Even if I'm very static in my pictures, I'm all about moving my butt. So, yeah, does this answer the question?
I love that. That's great. So, would you say that you actually have a joy of embodiment now?
I'm having it more and more.
Mhm.
I actually look at where I started and where I'm now. It's totally two different bodies and persons.
Mhm.
It's and I wish for everybody to start somewhere, just somewhere, something that makes them, laugh, joy, tickle, giggle. It starts with that. To me, it was a coffee on the terrace. It still is. Now it's not on the terrace, it's in beds all over the world, but it still is that how should I call it? The wickedness, a bit of wickedness, a bit of naughtiness. This sparks something in my body. And you know what? When you're willing to allow that spark, people get inspired.
Mhm.
People would like to have that too. Now, can you imagine this world where everybody is going to have that spark and enjoy the tickles and the giggles of bodies? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I mean, truly, it's like you go on the street and your body giggles to another body and nobody is upset about that. Because I also had this that I'm like a tsunami sometimes because I'm joyful and I have this body and everybody has to know that I have this body and people are looking at me like, what? No, we don't do this here. We are serious, we are calm, we are reserved, we are half dead, but we don't do that. So what if that doesn't stop you?
Mm. Wow. Wow, Selena, you are truly, truly such a beautiful inspiration. And I hope that everyone out there really gets that there is something completely different and possible with your body. And if you just ask that question, is like, what is the miracle of my body today? What a great question. Thank you so much, Selena, for this conversation. And thank you for you. You are such a gift.
Thank you so, so, so much for reminding me of this joy and of embodiment and for putting this out into the world. It
Mm.
takes people like you to know, to connect, and to be with people like me, in inverted commas, that's going to, how should I say, inspire people for more. So thank you so much for having this podcast in the world. This world really needs it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, beautiful.
And thank you everybody who's watching and thank you for your questions. It's like I'm doing something. I am being something and it's a huge acknowledgement for me too. So
Mm.
thank you.
Beautiful. And Selena, if people would like to know more about you or maybe find out about your book, where can they find you?
They can find me on my website www.shinebright.be. You can find a lot of stuff about me, a lot of books that I have written. But if you're like, I don't like websites, and if you like Facebook and Instagram, just look with my name, Selena Ardelean. I'm there. You will witness my naked coffees whenever they are available for the public.
Wonderful. I look forward to many more. Thank you, Selena. And thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.